Hi, Angie.
Hey,
How are you?
I am great. How are you?
I'm good. So, like I was saying, Angie is one of our favorite bloggers. She gets like the most views. Like people love her, and I think it's because she's just like she just puts it all out there and puts herself out there, and she finds the humor in life, which is the way you got to get through it, right?
That's right.
So Angie's day job is she's an accountant, but I was like listening to her last thing. You're like, well, I'm just an accountant, but which is a great, amazing job. But I think you want to like unleash the writing and the humor and have other aspirations, right?
That's right. I'm not typical accountant.
Is there a typical accountant, you think?
Yeah, I've worked with a lot. They're very, I don't want to offend anybody, but they're pretty one-dimensional. They're pretty numbers oriented and very black and white, and I am all colors of the rainbow.
And so remind everybody, where are you located? Where are you coming from today? Say it one more time.
Little Rock, Arkansas.
Little Rock, Arkansas. And I'm going to raise my volume 1 second. That's better. All right, so how was your blog post last time was all about like licking the spoon, like you want to talk about that, how you're handling 2022. Angie has had an amazing weight loss, and how she's flipped things around, and her household is being healthy. It's her son and her future daughter-in-law, right? And they're all like on this plan and doing everything together. So how is it going? Tell me about the spoon.
It's going good, but during the holidays, we decided we were just going to enjoy it, not worry about it, and then just get right back to it in January. So that's what we've done. We do our little meal plans and our meal prep in the weekends, and it's been going good, but we definitely enjoyed the holidays.
Now, why do you think that was so important for you? Instead of being like, oh no, I can't do that, I can't eat this, and
there's something I haven't really shared with a lot of people. I kind of want to do a blog on it eventually, but I was able to get my arm surgery the 1st of December. So for 6 weeks, I've got one and a half more weeks to go. I couldn't lift anything. I have to wear this, I call it a medieval torture garment. And so it was like, okay, I didn't want to add the stress of trying to follow a plan to all of that. I couldn't exercise anyways. So I just decided I'm not going to worry about it. I can take this month, do what I needed to do for my mental health and for my healing, and then just start right back.
That's amazing. So it was like the leftover skin?
Yes. They removed 3 liters of fat and a strip 6 inches wide from one arm and 5 inches wide from the other.
6 by like what?
By like from elbow to armpit, and then 6 inches wide.
Wow.
So
that must be so amazing. Are you able to like see it now? And it must be amazing for you.
It's still really swollen. I still have to wear this compression thing.
Right.
But yeah, I kind of look at it and think, oh my goodness, I can wear sleeveless things now. It's going to be wonderful.
That's amazing. It must make you feel so happy.
Yeah, it does. I'm pretty excited about it now that the pain. But I've got a whole idea of a story to write about the craziness of what I have gone through for Vanity.
Well, I mean, is it vanity? I don't find that vain. I mean, you work so hard, and then it's a reminder of who you used to be, maybe, and
yeah,
and then you cut it off and it's gone.
If I'd known all of the pain and all of the things I had to do different for 6 weeks, I don't know that I would have done it, because I've basically lived like a T-Rex. It's like, I can't move my arms more than this. So it's been a lot of challenges.
I bet in the summer you're not gonna think about it twice. You're gonna say, I'm so glad I did it.
Yeah, probably when I'm out there kayaking and I don't feel weird in a swimsuit top and my arms aren't trying to flap around while I'm rowing. So when I'm paddling.
You're funny. So tell me, so then you spoke about one of your favorite things is your red velvet cake.
Yes.
And then this was something that your mom had made, and I don't think I've really ever. I think I've had like red velvet cake like once. I don't think. I guess it didn't really become popular around here until when I was probably already gluten-free, and I guess I just never really. So what's so magical about Mom's cake, and what does it like mean to you to like that tradition to be able to do it again?
It's like really rich and very moist. It's better than anything ever store-bought. I won't even eat a store-bought one. They're all crumbly and have no flavor, but hers just like holds together, and she puts nuts in it, and it's like all of this cream cheese frosting. And the only time we ever had it growing up was Christmas or something special, maybe once or twice a year. So I told my mom, I really want red velvet cake. So she brought it to me, and I ate every bit of it.
But that's something that's really, once a year, that's something special. Like, in my family, it was like pepperoni and mushrooms that we make, and I'm eating like pounds of pepperoni, not like a slight, like pounds of pepperoni, and and globs of bread. But when it's something that's special, like you can't limit ourselves to that. Like, it's not joyful in any way.
Yeah, it was great. I didn't feel guilty about it. I just did it, enjoyed it. It was wonderful. So, but then we went right back in January. This weekend I made a keto, gluten-free, sugar-free carrot cake cheesecake. So we ate that all week.
I love carrot cake. So how'd you make it? What goes in the mix, like to make it keto?
It is coconut flour and flaxseed meal.
Oh, okay.
And then I used the like sugar-free, not Splenda, the Swerve.
Okay. So tell everybody about people are just, will listen to this one. What has been your weight loss been so far?
I was at 400 pounds, and now I am below 250. So I have probably about 40 more pounds to go, and then I will be able to do surgery in the other places that I want to do it, and will be very close to an ideal weight.
That's amazing. So
that's the goal for this year.
To have another surgery by the end of the year, or what are you thinking? Or like
just the 40 pounds, and then maybe do the surgery the beginning of the next year.
That's amazing. I'm just trying to lose 5, just 5 of the COVID pounds I put on. Just does not. But I stressed ate like all through December, and if you put like nuts in front of me, I just can't stop eating nuts. I don't know what it is. But this year I'm like, all right, I'm just going to try something different. And I'm like researching what grows cancer cells now, trying to be like, all right, let me see if I can do something with diet to really be restrictive.
Yes. And
yeah, so it's like no red meat. So, I mean, it's not whatever day we're in. I'm like, so I haven't eaten red meat yet. No sugar candy. Like I love fishies. I love gummies. Like anything like that. Like at TJ Maxx. I'm like, oh yeah. Like on that line, I'm like a sucker. I'm like, I'll take that. So like none of that. Really limited alcohol. Because, they say alcohol is really one of which is so depressing.
I know.
Like, oh, Chrissy, you shouldn't drink. I'm like, well, come on. You can't tell me I can't drink. come on, let's be realistic.
It's a fruit, right? It's made with grapes.
Yeah, I'm like, so I'm trying to stick to like wine. I'm like, so like I haven't got on the scale. I don't know, but I'm just trying to be like, all right, I could do this. I'm trying to think of it as it's for health. It's not, and that's why now I got to do it. And my husband's like, you crazy? You giving up meat now? Like, you don't eat bread. You don't eat. I'm like, listen, this is, just let me be. This is like, this is what I have to do this time. Like, this is for my health and for being here for my grandchildren. I don't want to be on medicine. And if I can tell the doctors, they're like, no, listen, I'm on this thing. I'm not doing this. Like, we'll see. We'll see how it's going. But I feel good.
Your diet can do so much. I have lupus, and that's kind of one of the reasons I wanted to try to control it with diet. And I just saw my rheumatologist yesterday, and he was like super impressed. All of my life really good. I'm on the very lowest dose of a maintenance medicine that you could ever be on, and to have, haven't had flares in a long time. So he said it's all, diet and exercise related.
That's right. You must be dying to get back to the gym.
I am. The 24th is when I get released and I can start exercising. I started this week to do my legs. And let me tell you, 30 minutes of just legs, I'm walking out of there like a cowboy that's been on the train for 3 days. It is just awful.
I'm sorry. I've been watching Yellowstone. So I just went to a visual of you doing that just now. I'm like, yeah. So, yeah, I mean that is, it is amazing. It is what you can do and what, and I'm reading this book right now, and it's about like studying different parts of the world and the cancer that happens there and the cancers that don't happen there because of their diet. And it's really interesting, so that's so good that you're on the lowest dose. And you think after the 40 pounds, you think, is it a medicine you'll always have to be on, or will you be able to get off of it? Or what do they say?
I'm going to try to talk him into letting me get off of it for a little while. And he may want to send me back every 3 months just to check and make sure that it's doing fine. But I think eventually I could get off of it.
That'd be great. It's amazing what we can do for ourselves.
Yeah.
So
how you can heal yourself with just diet and exercise, and I think a lot of positive attitude helps that as well.
Totally. Yeah, I still haven't watched the movie that Debbie recommended last week. Heal. See, look, I'm gonna have to watch the live from last week so that I can go look up Heal. I don't know, but I just booked. She had recommended that I go for a polarity session, which I don't know if you've ever heard of it. I had never heard of it before. So her expression was, it's like Reiki on crack.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's kind of like it's like Reiki massage and yoga kind of thing and stretching. So she's like, I really recommend you go before your surgery. And I'm like, okay, I'll try it. And the person she had trained with actually is from New York. So I'm like, okay, I'll try it. So I guess I'll, see how that's going to go, or like another healing kind of thing. And just talking about how your mindset can really change everything, right? If we wake up in the morning and we say ugh, or we wake up and say, hey, my legs are moving, I'm good,
That's right. Can conquer the day.
Yes. So, so you talked, so tell me a funny story about Christmas decorating.
Oh, goodness. We bought these snowmen, and there were 3 snowmen in a box, and they were folded up like these Chinese lanterns, all about this big.
Oh, so they go flat, like flat. Okay.
This tiny little box. And so I'm out there trying to pull them apart, and it says, oh, you just shake them out, attach them to the base. Well, there was no attaching them to this base. I was like standing on the base and pulling with all my might, trying to get it in the hook in the little thing, would not go. So I called my future daughter-in-law and I said, you need to come help me. So she's holding on to one side, I'm holding on to the other, we're pulling it down. It took us forever to get that thing together. And we get them out there, couldn't get them into the ground. The stakes, we kept hitting tree limbs and everything. So I ran and got my kettlebell and I start pounding them in with that. So that was one interesting thing. I know my neighbors thought I was crazy. So then my son likes to put everything back in a box when we're done. So he took it down and he couldn't get it to fit back in the box. And he got frustrated and he's like, you have to do this. So it took both of us to struggle with those things to try to squeeze them down and fit them back in that box. But we managed to do it.
That's impressive. I have no patience to put things back in a box. Only like a couple like special like ornaments or something or in a box. Otherwise, if anybody saw how my ornaments are stored, it's really bad. And I worked at the Container Store for a little while. But if they're not breakable, there must be 1,000 in the one box. Like, I put some tissue paper or whatever, but that's pretty good.
Yeah. We have vintage. It's called the Christmas band, and it's got like Santa and he's like conducting, and then it has like a big drum, and then it has Santa and a bunch of different characters, and they all have like a little bell, and they swirl around and bang the bell and make music. Well, they're getting a little bit old, and now every once in a while one of them goes rogue and flies off across the room, and then you have to like try to catch it before the dog or cat does and put it back on. So, I think we may need new ornaments.
That sounds cute though. You can't get rid of it.
Yeah, we need to figure out how we can glue it on so they don't jump off. But
glue dot?
Yeah, maybe that might work. Because if you can't glue it too much, because then it won't rotate. But it's really funny though when you're just watching them and it's playing music, and all of a sudden one of them goes zoom across the room.
Yeah, because you can imagine that the cat would have fun with that.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So we talked about your thing. So is there anything you want to talk about tonight?
No, not anything I can think of. I am so excited about all the bracelets you're going to get to take with you.
I know, and thank you. You were one of the people too. So I appreciate that. Yeah, it's crazy. And then people like still coming in. I'm like, it's like, I was like, maybe I can get 50. It's like insane. I'm so happy about it. I got to pack them up, and I'm hoping I have enough cards downstairs to write everybody's name and sign them all. I was like going there today. I'm like, I don't know. But hopefully, because I won't have enough time to order the new cards. But it's really touching and sweet, and really appreciative of it. And hopefully, because the last couple of times I've tried like to call Sloan, they were not taking donations because of COVID still. That's why I made it, staff or the patients or staff, just in case.
Yeah.
They say, no. But I'm like, I'm going to be there. I'm going to hand it to the doctor and be like, okay, listen, this has to get handed out, or I'm going to put it like, because the surgery, like I got it all planned out. Like these people are not telling me no. Like,
that's
like,
right.
Because it's terrible. For 2 years, they are not accepting donations, and people really usually give a lot, like just something sweet or cute or something to like lift somebody's spirits up, I'm fortunate. I'm like at stage, 0.5 cancer. There's people there that like, stage 3, stage 4, and like they need some hope. Even like, even if my family like to give, like I'm going to terrorize people. So they will be giving.
We made prayer shawls at the hospital I worked at once for cancer patients.
That's sweet. So that's just like the little like half shawl over, like kind of.
Yeah, it's just like a little. It was just a little, just kind of like a little wrap, and then it had like a little prayer saying on it.
Oh, okay. Oh, sweet. I always had a thing.
They can't do that. That they won't let people do that now.
Like, and I explained to them, I'm like, like I'll put. They come in a little cellophane bag, And that cellophane bag comes in a bag. Like, you know, like I can just hand them to you like that. I won't put them on a card. I'll just, let's see what happens. I'm really hoping that there is none of that. You know, but when I've been going for my appointments, though, like I put them in my bag. Mm-hmm. So, like when I'm in the waiting room, I start a conversation with somebody, and then I give it to them. They're like, "There's no," but to hand out 400, I'm going to have to give it to somebody. I'm not going to be able to give out that much in the waiting room.
You're like the answer fairy.
You know, it was really, I just like love starting a conversation with people, and you know they're like you're all sitting there in that room after a mammogram, like you know everybody's just like worried, and you know men don't understand like what those moments feel like when they're like, oh, you know, you got to go for a sonogram now, or you know, waiting for the results. It's like endless and torturous, and we're all just sitting there like in a robe, freezing. You know, staring at each other, and some people don't talk. So I'm like always like starting the conversation, you know, like, hey, you know, like, and I had a really nice conversation with two women that were there last time. And when I was going in for my biopsy, and, you know, that's the one woman, I started a conversation with her, and she had talked about, she remembered the day she was diagnosed and driving around and all the colors, and how she had a sign that day. And I haven't told anybody yet, but the day that I got home from my biopsy, I had gotten a shirt from Making Strides. Now, the Making Strides like team, like when we raise money, I always pick out what shirt it is, right? Like I always select like, oh, I'm going to pick this one out because I can raffle it at the next event. Like I get a very like plain, like it'll suit everybody. But that day I opened up the mail. I'm like, I didn't order this. What is this? And it was a pink shirt and it said Survivor. So it was a shirt for a cancer patient, not like one of the, like my fundraising shirts. And I was like, okay, I know what my biopsy is going to come back. And I know I'm taking this as my, like, I'm going to be fine. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, like, so it was very sweet to have that conversation and to come home with her and have my own, like, all right, I got it. I'm good. I'm not going to flip out. I'm taking this as my sign. I don't know who ordered this, why it's here, but I'm going to accept it.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So, you know, we gotta look for, Jean. So you just gotta like look for that hope, and you know, I went for lunch with my girlfriend today, and she's like, you know, are you doing okay? I'm like, I'm doing freakishly okay, and I, you know, like I'm not like, I guess I'm just really just at a good place, you know, like I'm so like comfortable with my decision. Believe me, I'm sure I'm going to be a nut job, you know, the day before, or, you know, right before. The last major surgery I had when I had hysterectomy, I kind of like passed out and puked all over the place. So, so, there might be some kind of incident that morning. So, but, you know, when we're going through something, you just gotta keep your head up and keep going.
And know that it's going to be the best, and go on that and
God's got a plan, and I'm just following it, and just there for, you know, whatever it is from tears to laughter. Jean, you know, I like to laugh, you know, that's how I get it. I want to ask everybody, like, what's your favorite, funniest movie? Like that, like there's a lot of movies like I haven't watched. Like, what's your favorite funny movie?
Oh my goodness. Stupid funny movie is Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Okay. I've never seen that. Okay.
It's just a stupid Monty Python, but it's so funny.
Okay. Well, I've watched it. Okay. I don't think I've ever watched that one. My husband likes Monty Python. Muppets. Gene, I love the Muppets. That's so funny. Well, we were like sitting here, like, you know, like debating about what Christmas movies, like, you know, like to like watch during the holidays, because we were on lockdown because my son brought home COVID from the firehouse. So I just wanted to watch the Muppets. they're like, oh, let's watch Scrooge. I'm like, the Muppet one? But they're like, no. I'm like, come on. Say it again.
What's your favorite Muppet character?
Oh, well, I love Pig, so Miss Piggy. Even though she can be a bit of a drama queen, like Kermit. Like, if I hear, Over the Rainbow kind of, that whole Rainbow Connection song, like I'll be in tears. I love it.
Yeah, I like the Swedish Chef.
Oh.
Yeah. I love it when I'm in the kitchen and just chopping stuff and I start going all Swedish Chef.
So what are some goals then for you this year? Okay, you got that and then you're looking at, like, what'd you say your saying of the year was?
The lick the spoon and live and laugh a lot.
So what are you gonna do to live and laugh this year?
I want to kayak more. I'm going to just kind of enjoy every moment that I can. My new job, I am not working like I was. I get every weekend off. I'm getting holidays. So I'm going to just...
Oh, I didn't know. When did you start your new job?
I started it, actually, it was really new the last time we talked. Like, I'd only been there like 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh, okay.
But it has just been amazing.
Because as an accountant, the tax season coming up, you're working crazy hours, so no weekends. That's great.
Yeah, no weekends, no. I have had to work late, here recently, but it's like 6:30 or 7. When I worked in a hospital, it was 10 o'clock. So it's really, I'm going to read. I'm going to enjoy my yard. I'm just going to I have all kinds of plans for my house and my yard.
I'm looking forward to the spring too in the yard. I think that my so you're saying your neighbors think you're crazy with your cowbell, but I wonder the people like behind me, like we've never like talked, like they're older, she's an older woman, so she doesn't come out, so like I haven't met her, so you'd have to go around the block to like meet her. But I know that she sees me, like I just stare out the window sometimes. I'm like this, like staring out the window, like watching the birds. I'm like, this lady, like they really think I'm nuts. Like there she is at the window again.
They think I take a nap on my porch swing. I like put a pillow and I like curl up. Don't tell me how this body curls up in a little porch swing, but I can do it. I curl up on the porch swing. I put one leg on the little the chain, and I swing back and forth, and I rock myself to sleep, and I take a nap on the porch swing.
I'm very jealous of your porch swing. I do not have a porch. I'm very jealous of that.
I love it. It's one of the things that sold me on this house.
Beautiful. Yeah, I would love that myself. All right, so we're gonna have a short little chat tonight. So it was great talking to you and catching up. Thank you again for the bracelet support. Read Angie's blogs, everybody, and hopefully she's going to have a new story for us about her surgery. Hopefully you'll share that with us, and maybe we can even share your cake, that carrot cake recipe too.
Oh, I can do that. Yes.
Like Becca's been like putting in a recipe at the weekly emails, stories, and yeah. And I really do. I appreciate all your support and your comments, and I'm truly, truly very, very grateful.
Well, good luck. You're going to be in our thoughts and our prayers.
Yeah. Listen, we still got 2.5 weeks. Yeah. So I'll go into lockdown next Wednesday. I won't be going out after, because everybody's like, no, you can't get sick. You can't get COVID. You got to. I'm like, I know. My mother, I think, wants to put me in a bubble somewhere. We're going out tomorrow night, my husband and I, and for some fun and hurrah, and and that'll be it. So I'm good. I'm doing good. And how can I not be good? I'm like, there's so many people praying for me and supporting me. It's kind of crazy. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's all going to be wonderful.
It is. And I can't wait to see your arms.
I will have pictures with the blog.
That would be amazing. And I'm sure it's going to be, you're not going to regret it. You're going to be so proud of yourself. You're doing an amazing job, and you should be so, so proud of your whole family.
I am proud of them.
Okay. All right, Angie, have a great night. Have a great weekend. Go read a book, go laugh, and I'll check out that movie.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.
All right, bye. Bye, everybody. Good night.